Situation similar to this one, and I feel like this would be a great opportunity to make some mom friends and have a stable environment for my son.
You know, when she said stable environment for my son, I had to think about that so many times to really process what she meant. And so many things came to mind, you know? And I've come to the final conclusion here. I believe what she's basically saying is that she is able to be in an environment where she doesn't have to worry about child support. That's what I'm thinking. You know, because I know sometimes, you know, when it comes to having kids and having someone to look after your child, sometimes it can be hard, you know, depending on who's around you. And sometimes your child may end up being looked after by different people, you know, every other day you're at work or whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, which, you know, can be quite a lot for a child, to be fair. But if your child is in a household where it's where he or she is available to all the adults, knows every single person there, and they know that this person will look after me, that there is a level of consistency. So maybe that's what she's talking about when it comes to environment. Because I can't think of anything else that is a positive thing. That's the only thing that I can think of that says something positive rather than negative. But let me know if you think something different, because that line was very, very interesting. But let's continue.
Seriously think that Nick would like her. I think this would be a good fit. We're just trying to expand our family and make sure that we don't lose Danielle in the process.
Yes. We are back to the Danielle show once again. I mean, listen, the date itself did go well. It went quite well. You know, everything that they asked her, she pretty much passed the test. You know what I mean? She agreed with everything. Now, because she did, though, that did bring a little bit of alarm to Danielle. Danielle was a bit like, is it a red flag, the fact that she's agreeing with everything? And to be fair, it can be, because there are sometimes people who will agree to anything and everything just to please you, but they're not really agreeing because they, you know what I mean, just to please you, but not because they actually have any care to actually make actions behind those words that they're saying. And that's why I always say, you know, pay attention to people's actions rather than the things that they tell you, because what somebody tells you is something that they just tell you, but what they do is what confirms what they're telling you. Do you see what I'm saying? But we continue though.
Okay. I mean, okay, you're sure? This is like, we could stop right now. We don't have to talk to her anymore, Danielle.
Yeah. It's a little, so I think the hardest part for me is like going against the grain. You know what I mean? Like if I have to say something that's like my honest truth, but it doesn't go along with what everyone else is feeling.
I will.
So of course, you know, we are still here with Danielle, obviously, even saying we can stop if you want to. Now, last week somebody said to me the reason why they probably don't want to lose Danielle is because Danielle probably has the highest income. She's the one that brings in the most money into the household. So losing her wouldn't exactly be ideal in terms of the financial aspect of things. Now, if that information is true, I would say that it does make somewhat sense, because I still can't process why she's so freaking important. Like, you know what I mean? The woman is literally wishy-washy. 1 minute, I want to do it. 1 minute, no, I don't. And then another minute, no, I don't. And another minute, no, I don't. And the next minute, actually, I do. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, she's so against it more than she is for it. So much that now they have to keep asking her questions. But it's funny though, because Danielle spoke about red flag. She spoke about how the other woman at the very beginning was agreeing to things, and she thought that was a red flag because she may have been agreeing it just to please everybody else. Well, Danielle's been doing that the last few episodes. Last episode, she agreed that she's happy to, you know, come back in and, you know, meet and bring someone new into the family. This week, of course, but then she said that, but then she said that she's not really. Then this week, Liz says the same thing again. Well, because everybody else is saying yes, and I'm going to say yes. So it is quite interesting that she talks about a red flag with somebody else potentially saying things just to please others, when in reality, she's doing the same goddamn thing. No wonder why the family are still a bit cautious when it comes to Danielle's, you know, answers, because no one really knows if it's really what she really means, because a lot of things that she says aren't exactly, you know, then proven by her own actions.
What everyone else is feeling.
I will have to pay close attention to how Danielle is feeling after the excitement of the first date wears off.
And then, of course, Nick obviously has to highlight the fact that, hey, he knows that this is just the first date kind of excitement, you know what I mean? Which is a very good point. And therefore, Danielle could easily still change her mind at any given time. And my apologies. And to be fair, based on the preview that we saw, or that I saw at the end of this episode of next week, you know, Nick does end up going on a date with the young lady they met in this episode. And then after that date, one of the questions that was asked by Danielle is, did you guys kiss on the first date? You see what I'm saying? Now, of course, we shall see what happens next week, whether or not they did kiss, and also if they did kiss, if Nick's gonna be honest about it, which he will. I expect him not to. I expect him to be honest. To be honest with you, and then obviously we'll see what the reaction Danielle is going to give. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, and then we really know, you know, where is she really at with the situation. But the thing is, though, this is the thing. The longer Danielle stays in this family, in this relationship where she is not completely happy, the more and more she is draining herself emotionally. Okay. And the more and more she's also still connecting with Jennifer's daughter, or I guess all their daughter Vera too, which isn't necessarily a good thing, because that daughter's going to end up, be down with one less parent potentially if Danielle decides to bounce. So really and truly, Danielle really has to make her choice now. She has to stick to it, because this yo-yoing up and down and lying and keeping secrets or whatever the hell she's doing, it's not cool. It's not acceptable. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, though, the family should just be like, you know what? We know that Danielle isn't 100% secure about the situation. We know that she doesn't really, we know that this is her first experience, and right now she's still tiptoeing around it. So you know what? Maybe it's best we just tell her just to leave. You know what I mean? Let's just break up with her. So to be fair, it does go both ways, where either she can leave or they can tell her to leave, But clearly, right now, the family is adamant that they don't want Danielle to leave. So I guess they won't be doing that. And Danielle right now is adamant that she wants to stay around and keep lying, which is absolutely unhealthy and ludicrous. But right, who am I? I'm just somebody that just reacts to the bloody show. But with that being said, though, let me know your thoughts and your opinions, and we can most certainly talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.